Hi, Anthony Walker here from Buckingham Investments. Thanks for joining us today as we discuss the concept of leveraged appreciation. One of the simplest concepts, but most often misunderstood in real estate investing, is that of leveraged appreciation. So what do we mean by leveraged appreciation? So leverage, most people use synonymously with applying debt to a purchase, and then appreciation, of course, is the increase in value of property over time. So what do we mean when we say leveraged appreciation? Well, the basic idea behind this is that if you're an investor, you can use some of your own money to buy a property and some of other people's money to buy a property. Typically that would be a lender or a bank, but then the lender or the bank does not get to participate in the appreciation with you. You get to keep all the appreciation. So mathematically expressed, that's leveraged appreciation. That sounds kind of confusing, so let's look at a really simple example so that anybody can make sense of this idea. Let's say that you have $200,000 to invest in a property. You could buy a property all cash for that price. That doesn't get you much in our market, but for the sake of the example, we'll do this. Now in our area, average rates of appreciation over the last 50 some years are over 6%, but to make the math easy for the example, we're just gonna say that in your average year, properties appreciate at about 5%. So if this property goes up at 5% in your average year, then 5% of $200,000 is $10,000 in appreciation in your average first year. So we can calculate the math on our return on equity here by saying that $10,000 in appreciation divided by $200,000 in your initial investment, which in this case was the total purchase price of the property, is 5%. So surprise, surprise, your ROE or your return on equity is equal to $10,000 divided by $200,000 down, or 5%, same as the appreciation rate on the property. Now, what if instead we took that same $200,000 and we used that as a down payment, and we went and got a $600,000 loan, and then we selected a property for $800,000, which generated enough cash flow to pay the $600,000 loan. Now that $800,000 property is going to go up generally at about the same rate as the $200,000 property, in fact, in some cases more. So again, 5% in our average year of appreciation. 5% of $800,000 is $40,000. So in this part of the example, the math is similar, but the results are a little bit different. So you calculate your return on equity by taking your return, which in this case is $40,000 from appreciation, again divided by your down payment or your initial investment in the deal, which is still $200,000, the same as it was when you bought the all cash property. Now the math is dramatically different, right? $40,000 divided by $200,000 is a 20% return on equity from your down payment instead of 5% that you experienced in the all cash version. So you use the same $200,000, but in the second example where you applied leverage to the purchase, you made $40,000 in appreciation in your average year instead of $10,000 in the all cash example. Super simple math, it's a cocktail napkin trick, but this is really how it works in a more complicated full property analysis and pro forma scenario. Hopefully that makes sense and takes a little out of the mystery from this concept. Thanks for joining us today for our Real Estate Investing Fundamentals series. If you'd like to see more real estate investing educational videos, make sure to click right over here.